You've always thought your heart was healthy, right? Well, maybe it was. Until today. Most of us assume, I'm young, I feel fine, my heart's beating, no big deal. But have you ever stopped to wonder, is your heart truly thriving, or just barely hanging on? Because here's the thing, there are little things you do every single day, tiny habits that seem harmless, but over time, they become like a slow-cooking fire under your heart, quietly simmering it, until one day, it breaks. 90% of people have no idea their heart is weakening until a heart attack hits hard and without warning. And some, they never make it to the hospital. They collapse at work, on a jog, in the middle of a laugh. And the scariest part? The heart doesn't scream. It whispers until it's too late. So, if you think you're healthy, if you're sure your heart's just fine, that's exactly why you need to stick around till the end of this video. Let me tell you something real. Not too long ago, I thought I was doing fine, eating alright, working hard, staying busy. But one day, out of nowhere, my heart gave me a warning shot. A pain. A pause. A moment I'll never forget. I didn't end up in the OR that day, but I was close. And that's when it hit me. It wasn't one big mistake. It was 1,000 tiny ones, stacked up over years. That's why I made this video. To share 17 of the most common everyday habits that slowly weaken your heart without you even knowing. Habits you might be doing right now while watching this. But here's the good news. Every single one of them has a simple, real-life fix. No fads, no fear-mongering, just practical changes that can literally save your life. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here because I've been there and I wish someone had told me sooner. So listen close. Not just with your ears but with your heart. 1. Skipping breakfast regularly. We get it, mornings are hectic. But skipping breakfast isn't saving you time. It's draining your heart. When you skip that first meal, your blood sugar crashes. Your body responds by pumping out stress hormones like cortisol and your heart feels every beat of it. Over time, this roller coaster can cause chronic inflammation and high blood pressure. Warning signs: energy crash, crankiness, brain fog by mid-morning. That's your body begging for fuel. A study from the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that people who skip breakfast are 87% more likely to die from heart-related causes than those who eat it daily. Fix: you don't need a feast. Even a banana with peanut butter or oatmeal with berries can stabilize your system. Just start small. Ever said, "I'm not hungry in the morning"? That might be your metabolism slowing down, not a good sign. 2. Not drinking enough water. You're not just thirsty. You're dehydrating your entire cardiovascular system. When you don't drink enough water, your blood becomes thicker. That makes your heart pump harder, like trying to squeeze syrup through a straw. Signs to watch: dry mouth, headaches, lightheadedness, dark yellow urine, and most importantly, fatigue without reason. According to the National Institutes of Health, people with lower hydration levels have a 60% higher risk of developing heart failure over time. Fix: keep a water bottle nearby. Aim for pale yellow pea, and if plain water bores you, add lemon or mint. Just don't replace it with soda or energy drinks. Be honest, when's the last time you drank water just because your heart needed it? 3. Bottling up anger. Think of anger like pressure building in a pipe. If it has nowhere to go, it bursts. Chronic anger increases your heart rate, constricts your blood vessels, and keeps your blood pressure sky high. Your heart becomes like a soldier stuck in battle every day. Signs: tense shoulders, jaw clenching, snapping at people for small things, trouble falling asleep because your brain won't stop racing. Harvard Medical School found that anger outbursts double the risk of a heart attack in the 2 hours that follow. Fix: find safe release valves. Walk, journal, scream into a pillow, or simply say out loud, "I'm feeling angry. I need a break." That alone shifts the energy. Ever said, "I'm fine" when you're anything but? 4. Being inactive for days at a time. If you go 3 days without movement, your heart begins to lose tone like a muscle that's forgotten how to flex. Inactivity leads to stiffness in arteries, slow metabolism, and yes, blood clots. Just sitting too long raises your risk. Warning signs: low energy, heavy legs, and restlessness at night. The American Heart Association warns that even people who exercise then sit for 6 hours a day still double their risk of heart failure. Fix: don't overcomplicate it. Stretch while watching TV. Take stairs. Walk during phone calls. Every step counts. Are you busy or just immobile? 5. Late night dinners followed by sleep. Your heart needs downtime to recover just like your brain. Eating heavy meals right before bed forces your body to digest while you're horizontal. This spikes nighttime blood pressure and disrupts the natural rhythm your heart depends on. Signs: waking up groggy, acid reflux, unexplained heart palpitations at night. A study in Circulation Journal found that people who ate late dinners had a 23% higher risk of hypertension and poor heart recovery during sleep. Fix: try to eat dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. If you're starving late at night, go for light fruit, yogurt, or nuts. Ask yourself, do you sleep on a full stomach or on an overloaded engine? 6. Overloading on fried foods. Crispy, golden, addictive. Fried food isn't just tasty, it's engineered to make you crave more. But your heart? It pays the price. Fried foods are loaded with trans fats, oxidized oils, and refined carbs that increase arterial plaque and stiffen your blood vessels. Signs: sluggish digestion, bloating, and long-term elevated cholesterol, blood pressure, and silent inflammation. A Harvard study tracking 100,000 plus people found that those who ate fried food for plus times a week had a 28% higher risk of major heart events. Fix: air fryers, oven roasting, stir frying with olive oil. You can keep the crunch without crushing your heart. Be honest. When's the last time you craved steamed broccoli with the same excitement as fries? 7. Poor sleep or frequent sleep disruptions. Sleep isn't rest, it's repair. And when you shortchange it, your heart never gets a break. Poor sleep disrupts your circadian rhythm, causes blood pressure to stay elevated overnight, and elevates cortisol levels the next day. Warning signs: tired but wired, waking up groggy, afternoon crash, irritability for no reason. The Journal of the American Heart Association reports that sleeping fewer than 6 hours a night increases risk of heart disease by 20% even in young adults. Fix: aim for 7 to 8 hours of consistent sleep. Cut screens 30 minutes before bed. Try breathing exercises and treat your bedroom like a sanctuary, not a second office. Ever told yourself, I'll catch up on sleep later? The heart doesn't have a later. 8. Sitting for 6+ hours without moving. Even if you exercise regularly, prolonged sitting messes with your blood flow, slows your metabolism, and causes blood to pool in your legs, making your heart pump harder just to keep things moving. Signs: tight hips, swollen ankles, feeling foggy after long work sessions. A 2022 study in Sports Medicine tracked over 450,000 people and found that those who sat for long stretches had a 43% greater risk of dying from heart-related causes even if they worked out. Fix: set a 30-minute timer to stretch. March in place. Refill your water. Use a standing desk if possible. Every time you move, your heart beats a little easier. Sitting is the new smoking. How many cigarettes have you lit today? 9. Drinking 3 cups of coffee without a break. Now don't panic, coffee isn't the enemy. But when you slam cup after cup without water, food, or rest in between, you're flooding your nervous system with caffeine, raising blood pressure, and narrowing your blood vessels. Signs: jittery hands, racing thoughts, a pounding heart that feels louder than your thoughts. A 2023 study in Nutrients found that more than 400 milligrams of caffeine per day can trigger heart palpitations and raise the risk of atrial fibrillation, especially in people with hidden genetic markers. Fix: space your caffeine. Drink water in between. Eat protein first, and try switching 1 cup for decaf or herbal tea. Ask yourself, are you energizing or overclocking? 10. Overusing energy drinks. Unlike coffee, Energy drinks don't just contain caffeine, they come packed with sugar, stimulants, and additives your heart hates. They cause a surge in adrenaline, spike blood pressure, and dehydrate your system, leaving your heart confused, strained, and exhausted beneath the surface. Signs: heart palpitations, shakiness, a crash that leaves you worse than before. The Journal of the American Heart Association found that drinking even one energy drink can disrupt the heart's electrical rhythm for up to 6 hours, especially in teens and young adults. Fix: swap energy drinks for natural energy boosters, cold showers, deep breathing, apples with almond butter, or green tea. Trust me, your heart will thank you. What if that boost you crave is the very thing draining you? 11. Not checking your blood pressure regularly. You wouldn't drive a car without a speedometer, right? So why live without checking your blood pressure? High blood pressure is known as the silent killer for a reason. It rarely causes symptoms, but it slowly wears down your arteries, thickens your heart muscle, and increases the chance of heart failure or stroke. Warning signs: there usually aren't any until it's too late. Some people feel headaches, nosebleeds, or dizziness, but many don't feel a thing. The CDC reports that nearly half of American adults have high blood pressure, but only 1 in 4 have it under control. Fix: buy a home monitor. Check once a week at the same time of day. Track your numbers. And if you see 130/80ths or higher consistently, talk to your doctor. This isn't just adulting, it's surviving. Be honest. When's the last time you actually knew your blood pressure? 12. Chronic stress you don't even notice anymore. You've been under pressure for so long, you've forgotten what calm feels like. Chronic stress triggers a constant drip of cortisol and adrenaline, which keeps your heart rate elevated and your blood vessels constricted. It's like living life with your foot constantly on the gas pedal and no brakes. Signs: trouble sleeping, feeling on edge, snapping at small things, digestive issues, or that tight chest sensation. The American Psychological Association found that chronic stress increases the risk of cardiovascular disease by up to 40%, even in otherwise healthy people. Fix: build in micro moments of calm. 60 seconds of deep breathing, a 5-minute walk, listening to music without multitasking, even doing nothing for a moment. That's not lazy, it's healing. When was the last time you gave your heart permission to relax? 13. Rushing through meals without chewing properly. Fast eating doesn't just mess with digestion, it messes with your heart. Chewing is the first step of metabolism. When you rush, you overeat, spike insulin, and stress your nervous system. This combination leads to weight gain and inflammation, both enemies of your heart. Signs: bloating, acid reflux, finishing your plate in under 10 minutes without tasting anything. A study in Circulation found that fast eaters are twice as likely to develop metabolic syndrome, which increases the risk of heart disease. Fix: put your fork down between bites. Chew slowly. Focus on flavors. Turn off distractions. Your heart and your digestion will thank you. Are you feeding your body, or just racing the clock? 14. Not managing your weight over time. This isn't about body image, it's about blood vessels. Excess weight puts a greater load on your heart, increases insulin resistance, and makes your blood vessels stiffer. It's like asking your heart to run uphill all day, every day. Warning signs: shortness of breath doing simple tasks, snoring, joint pain, fluctuating energy levels. According to the Framingham Heart Study, obesity increases the risk of heart failure by 34% in men and 49% in women. Fix: don't aim for perfection, aim for momentum. Walking 30 minutes daily, swapping soda for water, eating more plants than packages, one habit at a time. The number on the scale doesn't define you, but ignoring it does carry weight. 15. Weekend binge drinking. You might be sober Monday through Friday, but what happens Friday night still counts. Alcohol temporarily raises blood pressure, dehydrates your system, and disrupts sleep. Binge drinking adds stress to the heart muscle, weakens rhythm control, and increases the risk of atrial fibrillation even in young adults. Signs: hangovers that feel worse with age. irregular heartbeats, poor recovery after drinking. A study in The Lancet showed that binge drinkers have nearly twice the risk of heart attack, regardless of how little they drink during the week. Fix: try mindful drinking. Alternate with water. Know your limit before you hit it. Or choose weekends of full sobriety. Your heart won't miss the hangover. Do you drink to unwind or to escape? 16. Not knowing your cholesterol numbers. Out of sight doesn't mean out of danger. When LDL cholesterol builds up in your blood, it forms plaque along your artery, always narrowing the space your blood can flow through. One day, that plaque ruptures. That's when heart attacks happen. Signs: sadly, none until something serious hits. The American Heart Association recommends checking your cholesterol by age 20, and every 4 to 6 years after that. Yet millions don't know their numbers. Fix: ask for a full lipid panel. LDL, HDL, total cholesterol, triglycerides. Write them down. Track them yearly. You track your steps, right? Why not your life flow? Would you drive with a warning light on and just ignore it? 17. Not loving yourself seriously. You didn't expect this one, did you? That not loving yourself, neglecting your rest, your boundaries causes more harm to your heart than you can imagine. When you're hard on yourself, you carry tension in your body. You accept unhealthy habits as normal. You forget that you matter. Signs: saying yes when you want to say no. Beating yourself up. Skipping checkups. Avoiding mirrors. Never putting yourself first. A landmark study in health psychology found that self-compassion is linked to healthier behaviors, lower stress hormones, and improved heart rate variability, all markers of heart resilience. Fix: start with one small act of self-respect per day. Not punishment, kindness. That's the rhythm your heart needs. If your heart could speak to you, would it ask for more hustle or more grace? Let me tell you something personal. A friend of mine, 42 years old, strong, funny, the kind of guy who never missed a day of work, always said, "I'm fine, just tired." One day, he felt a tightness in his chest. Just stress, he thought. He laid down on the couch to rest. He never got back up. There was no warning, no grand finale, just a quiet end to a heart that had been whispering for years. And to this day, what haunts me most is that he didn't even know he was at risk. We say things like, "I don't have time to take care of myself." But let me ask you, do you have time to spend a week in a hospital bed? Do you have time for the regret of not being there for your family? Do you have time to not take care of your heart? Look, I'm not asking you to flip your life upside down. You don't need to change all 17 habits. But if you change just 3, maybe 5, that could be the difference between a future full of life or one cut short without warning. This isn't about fear, it's about power. The power to choose differently, to live longer, to love harder, to stay. Because your heart, it's not asking for perfection, it's asking for a chance. So now, take a breath. If you saw yourself in even 3 of these habits, don't panic. Just take one. Start there. One small shift today can save your heart tomorrow. This isn't about changing everything overnight. It's about momentum, a single decision that nudges you toward a stronger, longer life. And I want to hear from you. What habit hit home the most? What's the one thing you're ready to change first? Drop it in the comments below. You never know, someone else out there might be choosing the same thing today. Let's support each other. And hey, if you found this helpful, you'll want to stick around. Because in the next video, I'm breaking down 5 foods that seem healthy, but secretly wear your heart down from the inside. Chances are, one of them's sitting in your kitchen right now. So stay tuned, stay kind to your heart, and stay here because you matter.